Okay, saying good morning here from our job site in Dominicalito. I just thought I would do a short video about typical plumbing problems that are so prevalent in Costa Rica and the way that mm, engineers draw septic black water systems and why there's so many problems, both with how they do it and or how it's carried out on the job site. And since there's no outside body who does inspections of job sites, nobody says, whoa, this isn't right. And so it's left up to the professional, which evidence would indicate that most of them don't think it's important either. But the first problem, of course, when you go into like I've been in four-star hotels where they have, a waste basket beside the toilet with specific instructions to put the toilet paper in it. That's a bit of a disconnect. In fact, there's a hotel here. It's a very nice hotel, boutique hotel called Cuna de Angel, or the Angel's Cradle. Anyways, you're sitting there in this luxury place, and here's one of these. Well, for most of us from the rest of the world, find that somewhat disgusting. It certainly is not necessarily safe if somebody has some sickness. This can definitely carry stuff. But the point is, toilet paper is not a problem in a septic system. You can use, especially if you use single ply paper, it breaks down the fastest. The two ply paper breaks down sufficiently fast. The only thing you can't put in a septic tank is paper towels, baby wipes, that are so common now, and needless napkins are, all of that stuff is completely out of the question. It's just going to cause problems in the tank because it doesn't decompose. But toilet paper certainly does, and of course that's the daily issue is using this. So saying you need that, and what happens, I think this has become a custom. People have plumbing blockage problems, then they go and they find, they run a snake in and they find that there's toilet paper at the blockage. So, then they come to the conclusion that the toilet paper is causing the problem. And I'm saying, that's like saying the Red Cross causes accidents because every time I go by an accident, the Red Cross is there. I mean, it's at the scene of the crime, but it doesn't mean it caused the crime. That's preposterously ridiculous. So in this video, what I'm going to demonstrate is what causes those problems and how to easily eliminate them by using some fundamental international methods and how to have a proper functioning um, septic system to handle those nasty jobs and never to have to worry about it after the date of construction and never have another problem with it. But I'll go into that here in a moment. Okay, the first problem that I see so prevalent is, and I've had how many plans come across my desk other that people have and had an engineer draw up, and around the house they'll put a line going all the way around the house, and they'll fill this line with what are called registros, or these concrete boxes. So in this case they would run one up this side of the house, and they would come out here, and then they would run down this side of the house to end up in the septic tank, which in this case happens to be hidden away right under here. This is, you can just see these are the ventilators for the tank. The settling tank is here, and here is what's known as the FAFA or biodigester, and then the field is all across the front yard here under a roofing. So the idea was, particularly putting it here, was that so in summertime there's subterranean moisture, so it'll keep stuff growing green there. But anyways, that's another story. So they'll put down all these concrete registers saying, oh, well, we need some place to clean out. Well, I'm sorry. That is plumbing from the land of the local. These boxes don't solve a problem. They make the problem. Because if you have these branches coming from the house and dumping into this from tank, this is the logic of saying, how would it work if we put stop signs on the freeways? Because if you have a tube and it runs out here, for example, into a simple, no, that is rainwater line, by the way. So that's another story, getting rid of rainwater. But anyways, typically they'd have this branch coming out, hitting into a box here, then has to make a right turn, head down here, and if there's there's another toilet here, so there would be another line coming out here into another register. It would come up and have another register at this corner, and then when it head down here, there would be another register in front of the kitchen here. So that would be 4 registers, all of which are placed to cause a blockage because you've stopped the flow. So those create problems. They do not solve problems. I helped one client with renovating their house. It had 11 registers around the house, which first of all is an expensive operation. Then you got all these ugly concrete tops, all your sidewalks full of these ugly concrete tops. So you spent more money to create a problem. Alternatively, what we have here is we have, looking underneath now, I can cheat here because this is an elevated platform. We have, this is the end of the line here. So this is the last toilet. And if there's ever a problem, which is highly unlikely, but if there is a problem, here is a threaded clean out. So you can simply run, got a problem, you take that top off and you run a snake all the way to the septic tank without even a slightest turn. Now, all of this other is entering that line as it goes across. There's another one over there. And we'll soon get into the, well, you can see sticking up just the other side of that trap. And yes, traps everywhere. And with a clean out on them, if you got any problems, that's servicing, that trap is servicing the half bath and tub and 2 showers. So easily accessible with a clean out on it. Now coming out of the top of that, you can see there a 1-inch line. That is a vent line. Would not be kosher in Canadian code, but they have a thing called frost and freezing up vent lines. We don't have too much problem with that in Costa Rica. So a 1-inch line makes it easy for me to route this up all its crazy way to get out of the house, but more than enough to allow it to get air. Now that the other 3, that's the other toilet over there, and you'll see the same thing. This is a branch run off on a Y, so 45 degrees, never any elbows. And this too has a clean out here with a 45 going down so that a snake wouldn't be able to get through this branch quite handily. And another trap there. This is going to be the laundry service, so to prevent any sewer gas from backing up. But we walk around again. I mean, this doesn't exactly take rocket science, that we have a direct line coming across the house at basically more or less 45 degrees, going directly into the tank there. No obstructions, no curves. And here we have, looking under here again, we have P-trap and another line going over that heads up. That's going to create the other vent. This is simply for the kitchen sink and the dishwasher. So now that vent line heads up through the walls, cuts through the walls, up into through the roof, and comes out. This is the other very important factor. No, nobody died on the site, just goofing off during coffee break. Okay, let's climb up here, and here's an example of the roof system that we've employed here. It's a double roof system that's, well, extremely uncommon. I mean, this type of a setup is extremely rare in Costa Rica. So we laid in our roof sheeting, the plyrock roof sheeting, and then on top of that we put 2x2 galvanized steel nailers. So we strapped the roof with those, and then we cut 1.5 inch styrofoam to lay in between those. This house is going to be air conditioned, so this is important for conductive heat. What we're about to install is our foil that I bring in from Toronto, because it's in the best product there is and incredibly tough. You cannot tear it. That's why it's called their no tear formula, because you can see it has a woven fiber in it that makes it incredibly tough, which is important with construction where you're having tough stuff. But anyways, I'll get back to the plumbing in a minute. Finish off our plumbing portion. Anyways, so this is to stop the conductive heat for the cool air inside coming out. So 1.5 inches of styrofoam, 1/2 inch airspace above that for both a dead air space and a place to run electrical cable. And then this is going to be laid in rows, laying over top of the reflective. That is for your radiant heat. So to stop, that has what's called a 96% emissivity. In English, 96% bounce rate. What radiant heat comes in, bounces back out again, even under that dark gray roof that's going on, UPVC roofing that's going on top of this. It's way better than metal because it has a carbon fiber core to it. But what I came up here for, to continue the plumbing issue, we brought that 1 inch vent line out through the walls, come up here, and we positioned it and we adapted it to a flexible hose to finish this off. Get my finger out of the way there. Okay, we did a conversion over. Now this happens to be right in, this is ribbed roofing, and this is right in one of the ribs. So it passes down and sticks its nose into the gutter. So nobody will see it, but that will allow the system to breathe. And that has a major effect on blockage problems. Is, can the sewage make its way out free and clear without any problems whatsoever? And this is what allows. So there's two, basically, one at each end of the system. So that allows for whatever is being flushed or flowed out will go smoothly with the entry of air. Now these can take all kinds of weird turns, and as this one's not, but that one over there has a whole lot of turns and whatnot in it. Doesn't matter because it's airflow. Now I did a video a number of years ago showing the difference of how you get water out of a simple 2.5 liter Coke bottle. If you add just a tiny little hole, it amplifies the velocity by 7 or 8 times. So that's the same thing here. A 1 inch line will more, and of course the resistance there is a lot less than water, of course. But this one we just come up, did an elbow out, an adapter over, threaded piece in, and then that will also come down in the rib of the roofing. I mean, we want this. I mean, I do. Okay, I'm doing this because I do not want visually a perforation in the roof, and it's not needed. As long as it has access, it'll suck all it needs. But the other thing, this house is sitting in a 5-meter rainfall zone, so this roof is going to receive roughly 1 million liters of water a year. So putting holes in it, is that a good plan? I don't think so. So this is what I do to get the job done silently and quietly, so nobody knows what's going on, but the crap in your lines certainly knows what's going on. And we're not putting stop signs on a freeway. So now the guys are just getting set up to put the R-foil up here, and we can start. We just finished our electrical yesterday in this area, so this is all of our Romex wires that I import from the US, because you can't buy any such thing here. Anyways, that's another subject, but anyways, that basically we're at 12 minutes, so it's time to shut up and move on. So that gives you an idea. I will close off when we get off the roof here, but that gives you an idea of what it takes to have plumbing that doesn't have plumbing problems. I forgot. All of that plumbing line underground, everything under the house is sloped at exactly 2%. Not more, not less. That's the magic number that's irrefutable wherever by simple plumbing science. So anyways, that's the thing. Proper slope, no turns, no elbows, none of that stuff. Direct lines, and then vented so that it can breathe and do its thing silently and quietly, and you don't have to call the plumber or get up to your elbows in you know what. Anyways, with that, I'll sign off.